Hi, Adam. How you doing? I've got your work up here, and I'd like to talk about it. And I would also like to mention that sometimes I think it's a lot better to if you want to include your work in your body copy, that's great. I think that's a good idea. But sometimes it's really a good idea to also leave the a PDF because that way I can open it in Acrobat and I can zoom in and zoom out different areas and also draw, pull out guides and check alignment and stuff all on screen where you can see it. But this way I can't. We can just talk about it and I can't really zoom out because it's this right now. It's at the actual size. Okay, so we'll just look at the ad in general. The first ad, I think your ads are really fragmented, and I don't think that they're really giving a message. In conjunction with that, there's a lot of things that you're doing in your ads that will not be looked at favorably in terms of general design rules and digital rules of digital imaging as they pertain to design. I'll explain all of that in 1 second. I think that the first and foremost, there's nothing tying the ad together. There's no real concept, no thesis, as it were. So basically, you're saying, okay, this is Amethyst Bay. So okay, so we open the ad, we say Amethyst Bay. It's a resort and spa. Okay, affordable, fun paradise. And then you have this image that says, okay, it's telling me that there's a casino here and that this ad is about casino. Book your experience today, and then that's it. So it just leaves me really a huge question mark. Are these two images associated? Is this image associated with the Amethyst Bay? Is it a casino? Is there gambling there? Are you trying to promote gambling? Are you trying to promote generally the resort? And if so, why is the image of gambling within the same ad? Okay. We can say the same thing about this relax, take a chance, and then dice. So what does that have to do with the resort? Again, is it a gambling thing, or did you see what I'm saying? I'll show you some examples right now that will make, or in a second, that will make make a lot of sense. But first, I want to talk about digital imaging in general. This logo here, and let me just bring up the actual logo that you used, and let me bring that over here, and we can see that's the logo you used, but you've stretched it to fit in that area. You clearly see by the shape of the mark itself. This one's long and skinny, this one's short and fat, and you can clearly see by the shapes of the letters that this has been stretched. That's a no-no in digital imaging. You don't ever want to stretch anything without constraining the corresponding axis. In other words, if you're going to stretch something horizontally, you want to make sure that it proportionally stretches vertically. And the way to do that in Photoshop is simply by grabbing the corner and shift dragging whenever you resize. Make sure you don't just grab a corner and resize. Make sure you hold that shift key down. That will constrain your original proportions of your images. This image right here, it's okay. I have a feeling it's a low resolution image. You'll have to check that, but it's going downhill. It's not comfortable because the horizon line is not level. So it's really a visually uncomfortable piece. This right here, I think might be a low resolution image. You're going to have to check that. Um, yeah, definitely you would want to check that. Okay. This image here again, we've got this image, and this is for Amethyst Bay Resort and Spa. So you've got this image where there's absolutely nobody on this beach. So is this a resort beach or is this a private beach? Number one. Number two is you got these tire tracks. Like of course there's nobody sitting there. They had to run away because somebody just tried to run them over. Look, there's tire tracks in the sand. I'm not sure if that's a good idea to show an image of a resort. Because I certainly know if I'm sitting right here relaxing at this resort I just paid a lot of money for, I certainly don't want some Jeep or something driving, close to me. So anyways, okay, so examples. I told you I was going to show some examples, and this is my recommendation for this ad. And I'm sharing things that I've shared with everyone. I use this example a lot because I think it's smart to use one image to draw the viewer in, set up a headline, subhead, give your informational paragraph, call to action, then your contact information. That's a really good formula. I'd like you to try to follow that. I mean, that would definitely entail selecting an image that would suffice. and think about it, really, really think about the image and what you're saying. And I hope that my comments here make sense, just that this is just, there's no connection here. Okay, so anyways, that's what I got. So anyways, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to give me a holler. Okay, thanks, man.